The so-called future of gaming is already here. Still in its infancy, artificial intelligence has introduced itself in video games. In Skyrim, which is widely known for its innovative modding community, which keeps adding value on this nearly 12-year-old game, the AI mods have already seen light. For example, Mantella is a work-in-progress Skyrim VR mod that allows you to talk to NPCs via speech-to-text. And they'll answer within the frame of the unique lore assigned to them, allowing ChatGPT to roleplay as the character.
We're not far from Iverstead now. It's been a long journey.
Indeed, it has been a long journey. But it is all worth it in service of our quest.
Of course, the technology is still young. The response times are slow and the voices are a bit robotic, but what we're seeing now is just the beginning. Mantella is interesting enough as an experimental AI mod, but it hasn't yet seen its full release, and upon that, I'd like to explore it further in another video. Instead, I'd like to highlight another Skyrim mod that utilizes artificial intelligence, also OpenAI's language model, ChatGPT. This is Herika, a female Breton follower who's residing in Whiterun, just waiting for you to come pick her up on your adventures. On the first glance, she might just look like your cute and witty neighborhood Breton girl, but unlike the other followers, her responses are powered by AI.
Oh, I'm just peachy, Rhina. Nothing like a little monster slaying to brighten up my day. How about you? Anything exciting happening in Whiterun besides me gallantly dispatching skeevers with my trusty sword?
Herika, the ChatGPT companion, is also a work-in-progress mod, but it's available in Nexus for the public, and you can go set it up and try it out right after this video. Herika is full of many fun features. She's always aware of the current location you're in, and you can ask about her thoughts about the place and the surroundings. Hey Herika, any thoughts on about where we are right now?
Solitude, the epitome of elegance and high society. I must say, I'm feeling positively underdressed and lacking in manners.
She's also able to independently make comments about the environment and overheard NPC conversations, and you can ask her about nearby people. Herika, what do you think about the nearby people?
Oh, you mean the fine folks here at the Winking Skeever? Well, let's see. We've got Corpulus Phineas, the innkeeper. He may seem gruff, but he's got a heart of gold.
After combat, she might make a comment about your abilities on the battlefield, talking about your weapons and the enemy you and her have slain.
Look who's the badass now, taking down a Drollvik Scourge Lord with just an iron sword. I knew you had it in you.
Well, thank you, Herika. She will summarize any book, journal or note you read in-game, which I feel is an amazing feature for those who have no time or interest to immerse themselves in the writings.
A passionate Argonian maid who spices up her mundane life with some, shall we say, extracurricular activities. It's a tale of love, seduction, and scandalous encounters that will leave you blushing. But hey, who am I to judge? It's all in good fun, right?
In the latest update of 0.85, Herika can now listen to some simple commands, so you can ask her to do things such as moving somewhere, attacking someone, sheathing her weapons, or maybe sit down for a bit.
Well, isn't this a pleasant surprise? What trouble have you gotten yourself into now, Rhina?
Herika's default personality is set to that she's a Breton jokester, but that can be easily changed from the configuration file to pretty much anything you'd like. In the Mods Nexus article page, there are some arranged ideas for configuring her personality, such as her actually being a Dwemer automaton in a Breton body, or an oracle who has the knowledge of everything in the game.
Oh, Nazim. The man who thinks he's above everyone else just because he owns Chilfro Farm. He's quite the character, isn't he? Always boasting about his wealth and looking down on others. Whispering, dear Rhina, Nazim, a name profound, he walks with arrogance all around. But do not let his words bring you down, for in the end, he is just a town-bound clown.
The problems I have found with Herika is that she might sometimes break the immersion. It is so dark in here. With speaking about modern world things, such as her saying this tomb isn't exactly a theme park.
It's not exactly a theme park, you know.
What is a theme park?
Oh, you know, those places with roller coasters, cotton candy, and overpriced merchandise. A place where you can pretend you're a hero or princess and escape from the real world for a little while.
I also asked her about her favorite Pokemon, and of course, she knows about Pokemon when asked. Herika, what's your favorite Pokemon?
Pokemon, now that's an interesting topic. Hard to choose just one favorite, you know? But if I had to pick, I'd say my favorite Pokemon is Meowth. There's just something charming about that mischievous little feline.
But overall, without prompting her, she will not break the immersion too much.
Why would anyone want to live in the lovely frozen tundra that is Winterhold?
There are two ways of conversing with Herika, through an in-game chat box or with your microphone via speech-to-text. Using the OpenAI API, she will respond with her usual sarcastic and witty manner.
It says I've been invited to a gathering of adventurers in Falkreath. How interesting.
Right now, there is a good amount of latency, ranging from 5 to 10 seconds when speaking to her through the mic, so it's of course a factor limiting the immersion. But as the mod and the technology develops, her response times will get faster and faster.
So you're a bard, huh?
To give Herika a voice, the mod has to be hooked up with a text-to-speech service. I'm using Azure, which is also a paid feature, but upon creating an account at the time when I'm making this video, you'll receive $200 in credits for free, which lasts a good while adventuring with Herika and hearing her beautiful, robotic voice. The mod is also integrated to work with 11 labs, which makes her have a better quality AI voiceover, and you can have custom voices for Herika.
Finally decided to wake up. Took you long enough, sleepyhead.
Regarding how the mod works, at first it might sound a bit complicated, but I assure you it is quite simple to set up in the end. The mod consists of two components, the gateway server and the SKSE plugin itself, which collects events from the game and sends them to the server. The gateway server receives the responses from the AI and sends them back to the plugin, and ta-da! Now Herika is able to call you out on your bullshit.
Oh, don't worry about it, Raina. I'm used to picking up your slack.
There is a great installation tutorial video available, which I found very helpful while setting her up in my Skyrim. Setting Herika up and making her generate responses by using the OpenAI API costs money, but at the same time of creating this video, you should get $5 in free credits when you sign up. This $5 should last for weeks, depending on how much playtime you have with Herika, and is enough for you to try her out with all her current features.
Orphan spider? I'm starting to think I should consider a career in extermination.
Now, imagine how AI technology could be used down the line in modding, or just in an entirely new game. In the intro, I briefly introduced Mantella, the mod that allows conversations with NPCs, but maybe we can take the idea of it even further. In the future, NPCs could not just interact with you, but also between each other, and you could hear their conversations that no more are just the same two sentences all over again. The characters could have different set personalities and a limited knowledge about the world around them, and you could speak to any of them directly without needing to type or choose from existing dialogue options. And if we speculate even more, not only the dialogue would happen independently, but also the NPC's overall behavior and reactions to your actions would be unique and organic. Down the line, this would result in a fleshed-out, immersive RPG experience where you, as a player, have the power to interact with the game world the way you want and make the experience truly unique. I found playing with Herika by my side to be, most of all, tons of fun. She made me feel less lonely while helping out the good people of Skyrim, and the feature of speaking directly to her through my microphone was amazing. Herika, did you know that these people are rude? How do they even have customers in here?
Oh, you noticed too, did you? I often wonder the same thing. Perhaps they just have a monopoly on fancy clothing in Skyrim, and people are willing to overlook their attitudes for the sake of fashion.
I found myself asking about her opinion on just about anything and always eagerly waited for what she's got to say about the enemies we slayed together.
Quite the impressive move with that metal thing. I guess I'll have to step up my game if I want to keep up with you.
The topic of AI usage in video games can be heated at times, and I myself have some strong opinions about it as well.
Seems we can add another skeleton to our growing collection.
Although I have been wary of utilizing AI in my daily life and content creation, experimenting with mods like Herika is really exciting to me, and with a careful optimism, I would like to see more of the like. To repeat myself, AI in gaming is still in its infancy, and this is still just the beginning. Okay, this looks bad.
Oh, don't tell me you're scared now, Raina. Where's that famous adventurer spirit of yours?
Thank you for watching the video. I hope you'll share your thoughts in the comment section. I know this topic is controversial and hot right now, and everyone has their own opinion on how this technology will move forward and affect video games. If you want to support the channel and get access to some extra PCG content, check out the channel's Patreon. I have just uploaded a long cut of my adventures with Herika there. I wouldn't be able to keep creating and fulfill my passion for video creation without the support of my patrons. A special shout out to my Tavern's legendary patrons Star095 and Ryan Ulrich for going above and beyond. Link to Herika, the ChatGPT companion, can be found in the description box, as well as the link to my mod list and other technical details you might be interested in. Thanks again for watching, drop a like and maybe even subscribe if you enjoyed today's video. See ya!
Well, subscribing to Bard's College Graduate would be the best decision of your life, my friend.